video. And then if you want to talk about what Onewheels are on sale and such, holla at me. I'm here. We can talk about which board you maybe should buy based on maybe your budget, your weight, all this kind of stuff. Because I've been, thinking about it a lot, and I've ridden a lot of boards recently. The Pint S, the Onewheel XR Classic. I own a GTS. I own a GT. I've owned a Pint. I've ridden the Pint X and S. So yeah, all of the boards. I've ridden them all recently. I am not good at live streaming though, so I'm trying to figure that part out. All right, so maybe this is live right now, and I just don't know. But I'm gonna do what I said. I'm gonna edit video. And if you want to talk to me, talk to me. Let's get that over here a little bit. Actually, I do need to check on this channel and see what the heck's going on, because I really don't know what's going on right now. It looks like I've been live for 6 minutes, which is horrible because the whole front end of this was me getting organized. That's currently live. This says it's upcoming. No, let's get rid of this. Delete forever. All right. And I should be able to see your chat while I'm working. Yo, you bought a Onewheel 2 days before the sale. Oh my goodness, my guy. Only a $50 difference though, because I bought the Pint for $7.50. Fair. Yeah, that's not the biggest bite in your pocketbook. People who bought the XR Classic, unless they bought into a bundle, they also wouldn't have saved any money. But congrats on the new Pint. I started my Onewheel journey on a Pint during the pandemic, and all boards are fun. I think the other piece about this is there's this whole thing of hedonic adaptation. So you try a faster board, and you all of a sudden have a new baseline of speed that you like to ride, and it just keeps going up and keeps going up. So now that I own a 25-mile-per-hour board, though I'm not always riding at 25, my average speeds have gone up, and it just feels safer when I'm going those higher speeds because the board has enough torque to keep me up, especially at my weight. I'm hovering around like 235 on average right now. But they're all fun. All Onewheels are fun. The Pint, I will say though, you might find that new out of the box you have some battery issues, and I was talking with the vendor who sells them about this exact topic. So if you find that the batteries are cutting out too soon, have them swap that in warranty. Like, I think they're telling vendors that they should get them out of the boxes and charge them before they sell them to their customers, because those batteries have been sitting for that inventory a little too long. So be careful with that. All right, so I've been writing a lot of boards. The video I'm focused on right now is the one for the XR Classic. I tried it. I had friends try it. Guy here, he is a Vesquing, and he was out there trying it. And I'm sorry, I didn't pre-mix this stream, so I don't know how it's going to sound when I play the footage here, so maybe I'll just shut up while I'm editing. Battery dies in 7 miles. So for some people it could be worse than that. Maybe Onewheels figure this out from the factory, but Pint mileage I think is rated at 6 to 8 miles per charge. So 7 is within the expected range for a Pint. And for me at the time, I was commuting to an office that was less than that 7 miles away, so I would just bring my charger to the office, or I'd leave one at the office, and I would charge while I'm at work and then ride the board home. But the charger definitely becomes a part of your life when you're a Pint owner. The Ultra charger makes charging that thing like super duper fast. So if you do invest in that, it's a nice to have. And the size of the charger for the Pint is way smaller than any of the other boards. So it's actually not a big pain in the butt to travel with the charger. But man, again, congrats. I hope you enjoy it. I think you will. So I'm in Final Cut. I added in Final Cut, and I have these multicam clips set up. And if you don't, all right, okay, I might buy the quart battery upgrade and the supercharger. Yeah. So the other thing about Pints is, based on how they're wired, they can only accept a certain amount of voltage, I guess, like when they're charging. And so even the fastest of fast chargers on the Pint platform can only get the boards charged at a certain speed. And I mean, that's the same for anything, but the Pint X and S, I feel like, really suffers from slow charging speeds. When you look at how much range you get per charge, and then you look at how long it takes to charge that board to full, the Pint X and S take a really long time to charge, and there's like nothing that you can buy that's going to speed that up. But yeah, the quart batteries, that's just gonna, each time you ride, you're gonna get more range per ride. I actually have a video that's called something like, is the Pint enough for group rides? There's another solution that people talk about in the video called Vamp and Ride, and it's basically like they had the equivalent of a battery in their backpack, and they could charge their boards while they're riding. And sometimes like the batteries are on the fender solution for the Pint. So there's a couple things that have existed for a long time to supplement the Pint's lower range with external battery options. So the quart's cool, and so is the VNR setups, Vamp and Ride VNR.
Angle, or I don't know. I doubt they would ship the first models with such a
I don't know. Well, it could be just this
glaring
one.
issue. I don't know.
So here, the XR Classic, they're talking about the charging port. It's like super recessed and also low in the rails. Yeah. That video's pretty decent. I mean, that just came from my real life experience. I was going on group rides, and then my battery would die, and I would get left. Like, people would not wait for me. So that kind of stinks if you get into riding with the community. But tis what it is. It's still a Onewheel, still fun. You'll have a blast with it.
Slight angle, or I don't know.
Okay, so I need to figure out a system for these multicam clips. Yeah, let's go into organized mode. I need to figure out the structure of my video, and so I'm going to make some notes while I'm listening to it, and then I'll make some tags so that I have those ready to go. Show workspace. No, we're going to change the workspace to organize. And then we watch. I'm going to need to get the angles out. And for this, I'll go like that. So where does the second angle start? But yeah, congrats again on the new board. $50 isn't too bad to swallow. All right, so this is where my other camera starts. So let me just make a note. Angle starts here.
All right, I'm ready.
So I was chasing down. I was waiting for this Black Friday sale to buy an XR Classic, but now I see that the GT is $100 less. Which one should I get? I've never ridden any of these boards, but I have an OG Pint. Oh, wow. Okay, so in riding the XR Classic, people in the community were thinking that it was like a rehashed GT, like a reskin GT with slimmer rails, but it is a totally different ride feel than a GT. It's, to me, more fun to ride and it's more stable to ride. And these days, if the base range gets me where I need to go on a regular basis, then I would rather have like a happier experience for each mile I ride than to have a bigger total number of miles. So honestly, I would go XR Classic. And I currently have a GT for the range, quote unquote, and a GT S series. And I never ride my GT because it's just a worse off riding experience than the GTS series. Like the S series is more punchy, and when I'm on hills, I can speed into them. And if I need to pass a biker, I have enough headroom to do that. And that board is just like way more fun for every mile that I would ride, even though it gets fewer miles than the GT. So in that context, I would absolutely go with the XR Classic over the GT. And that price differential, I feel like maybe they're moving towards figuring something out with the XR Classic board to make it like that new attractive, like better than middle board. I thought that was interesting to see the GT fall under the XR Classic price, but it's a more fun board. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, and the shaping settings are different than on any of the other boards. One of the things I didn't see many people talk about in the XR Classic reviews is the different shaping settings. So most people go immediately to Mission because Mission was the most popular shaping setting for the original XR. But Delirium I actually kind of liked, and I'm not usually the one that picks like the highest torque and responsive shaping setting, but like again, at my heavier weight, it's actually nice. It's a nice feel in Delirium to have some of that low end torque, but I still love Mission more. And there's another one called Session that's brand new. Session almost dropped me a few times, so I wouldn't ride Session so much on the XR Classic personally. But maybe, I don't know, I just didn't know what to expect from that shaping. But there were a couple of times when I was riding with Session that it almost dropped me, so I don't trust it so much. Let's see what's going on here. Alright, so I'm just gonna mark this range where Kai starts riding. He's on the XR Classic in this. And Kai is like fresh off of a collarbone break, and he still rides so crazy aggressive. I have to move the audio to this clip. I think I had the mic on this one.
Squirrel.
Now this is sped up. When I'm reviewing footage, I go a little faster. So he's not going this fast. Would you ever Vesk? I would, yes. And Kai, who's in this video here, he had me try his Vesk. He has a few. He has one based on the XR platform, and I don't know if he has two that are, maybe he has two on the XR platform. He has one standard XR, one XR based Vesk, and another GT based Vesk. And I've tried both of his Vesks, and it's a different world. It's so interesting too, because when you ride a board, one of the things that's happening in your mind is you're developing a feel for it. You're developing trust in how the board will respond in different scenarios. And at some point you just get used to the way that your board rides. And so you get on someone else's board and it changes your mind. Like immediately it's going to feel wrong. But there's nothing inherently wrong about how another board rides. And if you spend enough time on it, then you'll get used to that. And if you can trust your life on it, if you can trust it to keep you balanced, then, you know, like the board's doing its job. So when I was riding his Vesk, in the beginning, I didn't like any of the shaping settings that he gave me. But then there was a straightaway where we're on a GT based Vesk, and you know GTs are only supposed to do 20 miles per hour, and you know then there's haptic buzz when you get around 20 miles per hour. Well, I was on a GT based Vesk and he was riding my GTS, and we were doing like north of 22 easily, and it was the most stable thing. Like it felt amazing, but it didn't feel like I was going 22, and I had plenty of headroom to go faster, and that's cool. Like I like that. I like to feel that the board is rock solid, not going to drop me, and Vesk apparently is giving you access to all the power and the battery and such, so that the board can keep you up. And so, yeah, I mean, it felt awesome. The thing about it though is I wouldn't personally want a Vesk GT, because as a GTS owner, I have a performance board with chunky rails and like, you know, just the whole GT platform vibe. Having GTS in my quiver makes me want to have a board that's lighter or thinner or something that I could push around but still have the performance aspect there. So I definitely wouldn't want just a GT Vesk. I would actually like to see what an XR Classic Vesk would do for me. But yeah, it would either be that or a Pint based Vesk. I'd have more fun with those, because I don't need another heavy fast board or a heavy high torque board. I need something that's a differentiated ride instead.
Ooh. Oh wow, that's a lot of give. It does have quite a bit of give. Oh.
I'm gonna mark that part where you hit haptic buzz.
Oh wow, that's a lot of give. Yeah. Oh. Squirrel.
I wish I
Ooh.
got the speed down.
Ooh.
Like a thing. I don't know.
Ooh.
Actually, I might have it. I didn't put my phone stuff in here. Haptic buzz. Do you own a Vesk? The person that asked? I don't even know if you're still here.
Oh wow, that's a lot of give.
But yeah, like as a second board, I'm actually interested in XR Classic. So I spent about a week with it. I wasn't riding every day because it was raining some of the days. One of the local vendors that sells Onewheels, he let me borrow his for a week, and so that's how I got my feet on it. And it was a recurve XR Classic, and it just had a different feel than like riding my GTS has. The only time I wanted more board was when I was passing cars or like merging into traffic or passing bikers. That's like the only time I was like, I need some more board than what this is. But the ride feel and like the like how it went over bumps and everything, it was just very smooth. It was a vibe to ride, something that's different than the GTS. And the lowered platform feels nice. So people often complain that the GT platform is top heavy. And so, you know, if you look at the height of the board and the center of gravity is higher than the center, then the complaint is that it's tippy because it's too heavy on the top. I'm not usually worried about stability at all, but there's definitely a difference when you're riding a lower board. Like it just feels more grounded and stable. And if I were to get into doing any kind of tricks, I would definitely prefer to be on a board that has a lower center of gravity than one with a higher center of gravity. Thinking about Vesquing Pint S, yeah, that would be one of the candidates that I would vest, because when I tried the Pint S, it lacked power for my weight. So the Pint platform says 250 pounds is the max weight, and usually if I'm carrying something on my back, like a backpack, camera gear, or if I'm just fully clothed, then I'm like I'm like so close to the max weight that I'm not getting the greatest experience on that board. Also, the top speed on Pints is frustrating. They quote it at 20 miles per hour, but in reality, you start to vibe and get up to around 17, 18, and like pushback hits pretty hard and haptic buzz hits really hard. So haptic buzz hitting before you even reach 19 miles per hour seems really weird when it's advertised as a 20 mile per hour board. I really feel like it's still like it's now like a true 17 mile per hour board with a tiny bit of headroom if you need to go a little bit faster for a short time period. Yeah, and that piece with the S series motor, I don't know who's gonna spend the money first. I mean, maybe now that motors are 25% off for the holiday. Here, actually, let me switch over on this. So yeah, if you go to the section on the site that talks about the parts, then you'll see motors are on sale. And so a Pint S series motor is $488, we can say. It's so weird that they dropped a Pint S and an S series motor as like separate things. Like an S series motor for the Pint is not in the Pint S. It's just a very weird marketing thing. All right, yeah, that's another thing. And I don't know if you added that in there. I don't think that they were very clear about this. There hasn't been they don't do speed test type things on their channel so often. But I don't think in this video it was like, oh, that 20 that we're saying you get, this is a real 20 when you go to the S series motor. It's like unclear. It's definitely unclear what you get for your money. But on the Pint platform, I still don't like how long those boards take to charge. So if we go to the compare part on the site, and I hope you all can see this in the stream, but yeah, if you look at XR Classic versus Pint S, so like, you know, maybe I'm thinking, do I go up to the next platform from Pint to, you know, XR? Or in this case, you could get a Onewheel GT for less. Look at that. The charge time is 225 minutes versus 140 minutes with the standard charger, and 70 to 110 with the ultra charger. And so yeah, it's just that part's frustrating because pints are typically the boards that have lower range compared to other boards and will need to be charged more often. So especially if you're doing group rides and such, I'd go XR Classic instead of Pint S. Yeah, there's a lot of creative stuff they did to enhance their bottom line for the holiday. Like Apple does, you should be able to get that motor installed from the factory instead of having to buy the full kitted out board with the slow motor in there or the less torquey motor in there and then have to go back and buy it and then install that. Personally, when my GTS series went in for service, that was the time that I changed the motor because I think they give you a bit of a, maybe they don't give you a discount, but it's like if they're taking your motor that you bought out of your board and putting in a new motor, then I think they discount that for you. I don't know. Maybe it's cheaper with labor. I don't know, but yeah, I had them put a new motor in at the factory instead of buying it and doing it myself. That's why I want to consider Vesq versus buying one. Yeah, I mean for Vesq, you're doing a lot by yourself, and you have to take a lot of personal responsibility for any of the choices you make with parts and service and all the rest. It's not a bad thing. It's just I don't know. Sometimes I prefer to have someone I can point my finger at if something doesn't go wrong. But with Vesq, you have so many different paths you can take. There's like perhaps combinations that don't work. Kai bought the MTE 5-inch hub for his GT based Vesq, and for some reason that wasn't working in his Vesq build. But when he swapped it out with the I don't know if he's on the performance treaded tire or just like the standard motor, when he put the standard motor back in, it worked fine. So I don't know. It's just a lot of like combinations that you have to, again, take responsibility for on your own. I mean, getting into this board sport, it's a bit of a money pit.
It does have quite a bit of give.
Oh, this guy fresh off the FollowDon boat.
Yeah, well. It's for content, right? Okay, so I'm at, what, 45 something percent?
Yeah.
It feels weak, but I don't know.
Yeah, taking your board apart for Vesq stuff it's definitely a step up from foot pads and bumpers. It's really great if you have people who are in your local community who have done it before and who can guide you. Yeah, I mean, but there's a good supportive online community around Vesq too. So if you have questions, there are people in the community who are ready to answer because they definitely want everyone to grow in the Vesq community.
Yeah.
I think Kai was testing this because on his Vesq he could get it to climb.
Yeah, well. Well, Pint.
Low speed torque.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Whoa, that turntail is jarring. I don't ever expect it on a feature motion board. Yeah. Whoa. Oh. Whoa, that turntail is jarring. I don't ever expect it on a feature motion board.
Right, you'll be perfect for a second. You don't have to switch movie.
I'm not the greatest goofy rider of all time, but
I should have got the camera dim enough.
Riding recurve backwards has to be a little weird because of that rail asymmetry. There was some point where like it decided later when to like tilt me back the other way when I was riding backwards. Like I could feel it re-leveling.
Hold up.
It's riding recurve backwards. It looks like here.
Here. Hold the camera with closer to the. No, not there. Like hold it in front of the thing.
in front, like here.
No. Your hand position.
Okay.
It should be cut down.
It's okay. I would say not a lot of feature motion wheels are great at riding backwards, the same as they ride forwards.
Yeah.
This one is. It's pretty good.
It's interesting for it to be recurve.
It might be because of turn tilt. It might be because of recurve, but I haven't tried those things independent of each other, so I don't know.
I think the first time Cody tried my GTS, he rode it backwards the entire time.
Really?
I was like, what are you doing?
Do my fast switch back?
No.
Okay. That is weird.
Okay, riding switch. Yeah, thanks for joining me. I haven't put videos out in a while, so it was like, I'm gonna force myself to edit. And I was like, if I go live, then maybe that'll happen, and I can talk to people about the boards that they're considering buying. He's going fast.
All right.
Wait, doesn't feel good.
I think it does. Just a little bit. It doesn't.
Wait, doesn't feel good. Wait, doesn't feel good.
I think it does. Just a little bit.
Okay, so weight difference, and then
Well, just a little bit. It does nudge, just a bit. Oh, it nudges pretty well. Much better than a GT. If you're a nudge fan, this is your board. It makes me have to slam the tail a little bit more down because it drops. My clearance, but maybe.
Right, cool. I gotta run. Shot. Right, cool. I gotta run. Shot.
Is this backwards? Let's go right up. Go ahead. Easy. Where's the?
Have a good one. I'm sorry.
You too.
You.
Yes, it is.
Have fun getting 45 miles.
Like a normal F right?
Oh, this one's pretty hectic buzz. Yeah, old 4209 with the probably 415 14 software.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah, those are hard to come by these days. The XRs that are pre-haptic buzz, kitted out.
Buzz. Yeah, old 4209 with the probably 415 14 software.
Oh, cool.
So the fun stuff.
All right, have a good week, guys. Yeah, give me back there.
That's enough.
Okay. Non-Vesq XR. No haptic. Make a notes for
Fun stuff.
myself.
See you, man. Peace.
That's here, so angle and okay.
Stuff. See you, man.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah. Did you want to see GT today?
Yeah.
You take it like.
Yeah, I think you want to
I was gonna see how they want to play the video.
All right, there's here.
You want to get it for community would love that. Like no one's really ripping them apart yet.
I know TFL is. They already put a 5 inch on it.
Did they? Wait, did I get left? I might get left. Yeah, it is.
All right, yeah, that's it. We didn't do anything there. So this is, I'm gonna reject that part of the clip. Maybe the whole front end of this too. Oh, what is that the? Whatever.
I'd be interested in that.
All right, XR Classic free spins. Easy.
Okay, free spins. Okay, testing, free spin.
Okay. Whoa, okay. Oh. Turn tilt's a little crazy. He's here. Listeners, here. Factory turn tilt's a little crazy. Whoa, okay. Okay, so it spins. We know that for sure.
Since I'm in this multicam, we could probably make this bigger. Maybe. Guess not. Two angles. Better? Yeah.
I'm gonna.
It has a lot of turn tilt.
I know, right?
Oh, wait. Go. I don't know how resets the singles. It was hard to get a lookout. Really? Two rails now. No, I think that's all. I don't even. I think that's by design. I think just they had to. I think what they had to do, so with the GT, the BMS is like this big, it's this wide. And so they had an angle in the GT battery box, and if they tried to reuse the BMS for this, they would have to either scale it down or put it at another weird angle. And that's what connects to the charging hole, the charging plug. So, I don't know, they probably just had some complication with it.
Oh. Yo, I'm the worst. I'm not showing anything that I'm doing. Show Final Cut. Man, I'm the worst live streamer ever.
That's by design. I think just they had to. I think what they had to do, so with the GT, the BMS is like this big, it's this wide. And so they had an angle in the GT battery box, and if they tried to reuse the BMS for this, they would have to either scale it down or put it at another weird angle. And that's what connects to the charging hole, the charging plug. So, I don't know, they probably just had some complication with that, and they had to compromise with like a slight angle, or I don't know. I doubt they would ship the first models with such a glaring issue. I don't know. All right, let's do it.
Okay. Charger placement. All right, so I have an idea of what's going on with this clip. This, I should probably focus on my ride with Javier. That'd probably be the better one to work on. Should only have two angles, right? Oh my gosh. Why do I have so many angles? Oh, because I hit record too many times. Ew. Alright, I need to re-order these. This needs since it's always on. This needs a second. And then I don't know why these other. Oh wait, whoa, way over there. Okay. Can I shift Z this? There we go. Probably delete this angle. What the heck is this? What is this? Oh yeah. Well, that it doesn't even exist. This will delete. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 angles. Probably only be looking at 4 at a time. All right, let's do that. Way down. Here.
Oh, okay. All right. Mike done, baby. Give it this guy. Get ready. What I done? Mike done, baby. Give it this. Give it this guy. Get ready. What I done? About to tell y'all something new. Something cool. This new thing right here. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this 26 speed is dumb fast.
I get more trouble for so long during this ride. It was ridiculous. And I had to cut a lot of this out.
No. It's no problem.
Alright, skip it a lot. Yeah, so I'm probably not even going to use that first angle much at all.
Hey, yo, watch me skyrocket. As the world keeps on turning.
Don't get it.
I'm going to have to cut so much of this live. Oh, okay, so this angle ends here. So angle 3 ends. Keep going, go, 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 go. Okay. So angle 4 begins somewhere over here. All right, I might be by myself. I don't know. Y'all quiet. Let's all right, let's make this live.
Whoa, what the heck's going on? Alright. I don't know, that sucks. Alright, whatever.
Oh. No. Audio here, video here.
Jeez, a brisk day.
Full run.
Where are we headed?
I don't know what I'm into it.
Sure. Can we get back?
Yeah, let's go.
I was trying to use auto track with the gimbal and it wasn't working.
Okay.
Well,
So,
yeah. Wait.
oh, just about to start talking.
No.
This man got big
Okay,
too.
we'll talk.
Alright, so all of this is, we could just call it B-roll because I have nothing going on. And the gimbal breaks.
Yeah, it's on you, higher. Higher. It's on you, higher.
Okay.
I'll just try to get this. Yeah.
Okay. Ride resumes here.
Okay, like,
Okay.
not mind you, but for now, I'll try to get this.
So I'm on the GTF series. Javier's on expert class in here.
Look it up.
Make a quick note.
But now, I can.
Okay, here.
Look it up.
Paying attention, or drivers. Okay. Here we go. We are here. And then, if you have questions about which board to buy, Black Friday deals, and stuff, you don't have the correct answer to that. So, let me know. In chat. Where you chatting from.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I love living in the neighborhood. Would you be mom? You would do. Me in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I love living in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? It's like it's cold outside. Don't get it's cold out here. You know it's cold when you got the gloves on. I'm trying to stay warm out of this joint. But my body warm. Shot machine, the heat machine, 86. Let's eat. I turn across. Would you mind? Could you mind? It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. I want to make it. Would you mind? Could you mind?
He's not looking. He's not looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Javier Starks.
Oh, I got the heat from pushback. Oh, I had the key back.
Love it.
Yeah.
This.
Oh, I had the key back. Oh, I got the beat for pushback. Oh, I got the E back. It's like,
Lost it.
yeah.
Blues.
Imagine a notification telling you when you're about to crash. 30,000 miles, I wish I had something to tell me that. Nope, it was just BAM! Oops, surprise. Now it's cool.
That's fine.
30,000 miles, I wish it was on it. 30,000 miles, I wish I had something to tell me that. Nope, it was just BAM! Oops, surprise. Surprise. I know, right? He said surprise. Surprise. Like it's a gift. Are we going? We're going to go now?
Yeah.
It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. Would you mind? Let's go. We're going to go now?
Yeah.
It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. Would you mind?
Alright, wow, there's so much I have to figure out with this editing. There you go, better performance. It was hard keeping up with him even though he had the slower board. I mean, granted, I was carrying...
We had the right away.
But yeah, gambling and keeping up with Hob was challenging.
Sorry, I was trying to stop for the pedestrians. You said monument? Monument?
What?
Monument, right?
Yeah.
Straight.
Straight around. Check one. Yeah.
Then we'll pop up in front of Union
Yeah.
Station?
That's good. I ride the XR Classic.
Yes, sir.
And you the Classic XR. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Alright, you riding that XR Classic.
Yes, sir.
And you're the Classic XR Mileage King.
Is it Sean? Is it Sean?
Man, XR shirt on.
It's like...
Let me make sure I get it. Let me see.
Huh?
Let me make sure I get it. Oh my gosh, the Classic XRT
Let's go.
Yo, Dale, what's up?
on the XRC.
Man, I'm just trying to get these videos
XRC.
edited. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my guy. Grateful that you popped in and said hello. Probably not, but I need to do it anyway, so I may as well. I may as well turn the camera on while I'm editing. Yeah, I got to ride with Javier, and I had him try the XR Classic on recurve rails, and it was, he's always really fun on camera and set.
Yep.
Excited to get that out to you all.
It's like...
Let me make sure I get it. Let me see.
Huh?
Let me make sure I get it. Oh my gosh, the Classic XRT
Let's go.
on the XRC.
XRC.
Alright, XR shirt reveal. So this first part of the editing process is just figuring out what you have, what's usable, because I don't want you all watching an hour-long thing of nothing. Like, I cut it down to, you know, at the longest, like 20 minutes or something, but there's something happening all the time. There are people who do just like rides with music or with them talking a little bit and then riding the rest of the time. Like, I like to be engaged throughout. So in my videos, I want y'all to be looking at something that is giving you some information, or I want to talk so that you have more information that you can gather beyond what you see on the screen. So, boom.
All right, there are people who are new to the Onewheel world and don't know the legend of the legend.
Oh my God. What's up? My name's Javier Starks, aka also known as the Onewheel Wing. I used to ride my Onewheel on an awful lot. I mean, there was a week where I rode my Onewheel 4 days. 4 days I did 100 miles each day in 5 days. I didn't ride 100 miles one day because it rained. But the other 2 days, I rode 2 days 100 miles each. And then the next 2 days, after the rainy day, I rode 100 miles each just to see if I could do it. Yeah, man, so I've ridden my Onewheel quite a bit. I think at least 39,000 miles on the XR documented. That's just on mine. And then I have ridden the GT at least 4,000 miles before it broke. And then I have a Pint X and a Pint that I don't know how many. I don't think I've ridden thousands of miles on those. But definitely a couple hundred on each. But I don't even track that. It's not even relevant to me.
And now you're on new electric vehicles.
Now I'm on other things. I'm sponsored by at least 3 other electric vehicle companies. Incredible company called the 2Swift, which is super comparable to the Onewheel. If you haven't tried it already, you should definitely try it out. Big shout out to the 2Swift team. Good human beings who try to make things right, make incredible products for incredible people. I'm also sponsored by a company called Jackrabbit, which is a small electric bike, weighs about 30-ish pounds, depending on the model you got. And it's fun, top speed is 20. It's a fun little vibe. And then I'm also sponsored by an electric motorcycle company called Win Moto. Be out here riding, baby. That joint goes 74. It's so fun. It's the best electric bike up in that space on the scene, for sure. It's definitely the best. The fastest, got the most torque in that price range, like 10K, something like that. But you want to go to the right, past Union?
Yeah.
All right, so that is Javier. It's intro.
All right, do it. Yes, I'm riding those. Also,
Okay, he's continuing.
yes, I'm riding those. Also, like, dabbling in, watch back. But also dabbling in, I'm riding, you see me over here? Maybe we can get back on the sidewalk. I'm about to get down there over. This guy, look at this guy, this one everywhere. Yeah, anyways. Then for a while, I was messing with a few electric bicycle companies. Big shout out to the Monday Bike family, they're good people too, they make good things. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You want to cross? You can cross. Oh, look at it went that way. This is good though. Yeah, but it's a breezy little day in the district. We're in Washington, D.C., for those who don't know. The nation's capital. Cruising around. Yeah, but it's a breezy little day in the district. We're in Washington, D.C., for those who don't know. The nation's capital.
Me editing is kind of boring, but at least you get early access to the footy.
Cruising around.
That's not a movie yet, but just can't say.
Okay. All right.
In Washington, D.C. Just make a note that he said that.
Cruising around.
That's not a movie yet, but just can't say.
Okay.
Where are we going up? That's 800. Start here.
You say you want to hold for a second? Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. This guy's in the middle of the road.
So for this,
We get a chance to hold for a second, yeah.
Huh?
Not have to do that thing again. I'm just going to put it on my,
Oh, loose? You want me to make it even tighter?
it won't even be about being tighter, it's just I gotta,
dang, all right. So now I need to reorder these angles again. Yeah, Dale, I agree with you. It's a funny situation. Currently, Javier doesn't. I mean, he has his Pint and Pint X. I think those are his only 2 boards that still work. and he has a GT that got originally it got water damaged, and he sent it back, and Future Motion fixed it, but then the fix didn't take. It didn't work because like his board dropped him one day, and then he may have sent it back one other time, and then he had either the same issue or just like the board not being right. Kind of spooked him, and he didn't get back into it. But yeah, so like right now, Javier I think only has Pint Onewheels, and yeah, you don't see much of the factory team pushing Pints. But he's such a cool guy and energetic personality. Love Hob, good dude. All right, let's see. I'm gonna move this up to each position. Not too far. And then we'll move this one up because that's coming next. And let's go back. And we're on here. Okay. Where this angle starts again. Ooh. Uh-oh. Do I have a problem? Did it automatically switch? Alright. Do I have to close my angles and then open them again? Just no bueno. 9 angles. Alright, whatever.
We get a chance to hold for a second again.
Huh?
Let's do that again.
Oh, okay. This didn't go far enough. Have helped me with my gimbal troubles. And then we're gonna take off right there. Okay, so let's switch video and audio to this.
Gotta get to a visor. Okay. Woo.
Dust. So you
Gotta get to a visor.
flip the visor down. You have the visor on.
It is windy and brisk.
Yeah, you look like you're not watching sad films. Oh, they're waiting for us. And they're waiting for them. Thank you. Or you can be patient. Or, go. You can't do it. Sorry. Watching sad films. Oh, they're waiting for us. And they're waiting for them. Thank you. Or you can be patient. Or you can be patient. Or. Oh. Picking up an Uber in the middle of the bike lane. Nice. Oh, right there, bruh. Man, crazy nose dive right there. On both sides of the streets, there's like this, I guess it's like a dip.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was not paying attention. I don't know what I was doing. I popped off my XR, like, boom! I landed on like, I popped like, it's like, I hit here, boom, came off the board, boom, landed on the other side of it, but like baseball style slide on my right butt cheek. It's like, just one cheek. The whole way, like, popped up. Was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. My whole pocket was just torn off my pants.
Dang.
Crazy. I lost the key to my friend's apartment. It was in like a fob key that I used to work out. Crazy. But like outside of that, like totally unscathed. Just a sore butt cheek.
Uber pickup and nose dive story. That's funny.
I'm gonna sneak and turn left like right after these cars go. But yeah, man, doing a bunch of stuff. Working with other companies outside of the, just like people, I'm also working with food companies, clothing companies, I'm just staying busy. But yeah, man, but yeah, man, doing a bunch of stuff. Working with other companies outside of the, just like people, I'm also working with food companies, clothing companies, I'm just staying busy out here, man. One of my newer partners and sponsors this clothing company, Machine 56. Bruh, they make some of the coolest clothes. The coolest ever. And they're great people. So I got like, I don't know, upwards of 10 or 15 jackets now that I just alternate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's right.
You gotta be careful. So I'm out here riding like ain't nothing but obstacles.
56, okay.
So yeah, we're in the city, cruising around. It's a vibe.
I think we did get low on battery. I didn't do an official range test, but whatever we were doing, we got low on battery that day. Should at some point tell me how much battery you have.
Woo!
Yep.
It's like when you're transitioning and you're carving, I hit something. So it shifted. So the Woo!
Yep.
It's like when you're transitioning and you're carving, I hit something. So it shifted. So the
I'm definitely gonna.
Huh?
I'm definitely gonna have one thing we have.
That's a super easy way to wipe out.
Yeah.
My homie was always like, he used to say, ABC is always be carving. And yes, you do want to be carving because it helps with foot fatigue, you know, like stretching it. But on like gravel or let's say we're right here and then carve into that. That might be too fast. Because you're probably like this and then suddenly you heel shift that direction while you're waiting out there.
Yeah.
Boom, that'll get you every time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, whatever.
Almost falls. Okay. I guess right now the timeline doesn't mean anything. I probably could turn off this entire part. Let me at least drag it down.
Woo!
Yep.
Don't need the inspector right now either.
It's like when you're transitioning. It's like when you're like this and suddenly you heel shift that direction while you're waiting out there.
Yeah.
Boom, that'll get you every time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, whatever. When you got the riding experience, it's alright regardless. But in the beginning,
Yep, that.
you're turning the wrong side. Oh, she doesn't know. When you got the riding experience, it's alright regardless. But in the beginning,
Yep, that.
I'm not paying attention.
That.
you're turning the wrong side. Oh, she doesn't know. Famous skate location. Famous skate location. Freedom Plaza. I feel like I got raindrops.
Yeah. We can start back if not on videos right now.
That was the blower. Yeah, this got cut short because it was threatening rain. We were supposed to go all the way out to the monuments, and we didn't make it because the rain was starting, and he's on a borrowed board, and so I wouldn't want to liquid damage a board that I don't own. And also with no fender and his like nice clothes on, that wouldn't be fun for him to get water up his leg and such. I made that mistake while testing the XR Classic. Definitely need budget for a fender. Whatever board you buy, budget for a fender for the rainy days. And try not to ride in rainy days because you might end up having to replace your entire board, like me.
Beyond that, still working on your music. Getting more than Beyond that, beyond that, still working on your music. Just finished recording the project, leaning around the Echo character from Arcane. We're excited about that. Been working with a nonprofit that does work with hip-hop programs. Huh?
I saw the raindrops.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
We can lay low. I'm going to pretty sure I have a GT charger. Give me an EV.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm going to do.
Some on a GT charger.
Yeah, because if it starts raining, these pants get like super dirty. I try not to do that.
Okay, rain threat and working on music.
I was just getting in the boat, and then they're like, ah, man.
Haptic buzz.
Little buzz go.
Yeah, because back in the day, just getting in the boat, and then they're like, ah, man.
Little buzz go.
Yeah, because back in the day, so long ago, 3 years ago, way back in the day, when the XR, you could push it into pushback, which is risky,
Yeah.
but it's like, it was within my comfort zone, you know?
Yeah.
But now it's like, when the machine's like, hey, you're pushing it, it's a little scary. It's like, even if you know there's a little more headroom, that thing's like, no, you don't.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've written the other boards, DT,
Right.
finance, all that. Obviously, that's hard. You know what's in it.
You talking about with the feedback?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the written XR, the GT and the Pint, I have to keep it, my XR never updated.
Right. Oh, I guess the two questions I have then is,
Pristine, they did not want to update them and get haptic buzz on the original XR.
one, the XR still rideable.
So right now my XR is broken. I damaged, because I can't control my joy and my desire to like jump off things on that board. And so even though it's like an antique, it's literally like a freaking, should be in a museum somewhere. Yeah, I still jumping on stuff on it, and I'm pretty sure I cracked one of the hub bolts.
Yeah.
Probably more than one now, multiple. So whenever I go from reverse chord, it makes a large, loud clacking noise. We going to annoying?
Yeah, we'll go back to that, we went to test right
Oh, you
now.
want that back? Let's take that back. Dang, then now I really worried about the Pint, because now I'm gonna go home. Gonna get back. But, hey, that's dope, right? Okay, there it is. RC is. Yeah.
Man, I should have kept like a 360 angle for this, and it would show this guy that I was talking about. He had this cool little scooter that matched his outfit. Maybe I'll make a note of that, because I could export that later and sync it up.
Yeah.
So let me see. Talking. That's cool. And then we have Scooter Man here. Oops.
Hey, gonna get back. But, hey, that's dope, right? Okay, there it is.
It is fresh.
RC
Fresh Scooter. Okay.
City is. Our city is teeming with electric vehicles. All walks of life.
But I guess I really like you tried the GT, and obviously that's plastic. What some people ask, since a lot of the parts are coming to the GT, does it feel like a GT?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And what makes it feel like that to you?
There's a high level of stability. Like, this is mission right now. And it still feels equivalent to the XR's Delirium. What made the XR? Okay.
Make sure I didn't put you there.
There's no way it's Delirium. I remember the Delirium setting, the equivalent of Delirium in GT is like the board is like stiff.
Yeah.
So, what makes it, think of it as like, the sloping of the acceleration. Like the slope, the gradual, instead of where it picks up and how aggressively it picks up. With the XR, the slope is like, it's like a gentle thing. You can push hard and the front of the nose may, going through the ground, but this is like, it's there, the torque's there at the very beginning. And it makes it feel more tense. It doesn't feel as loose and flowy, which is good for people who feel unstable. But for me, it reminds me of those early hoverboards. It's like all or nothing type vibes. It's like with that XR, it's like gently. With this, it's like even in the creaking that it makes, like showing you how hard it's working. Hey, it's great. It's going to perform better. Not even a question. It's going to be more responsive. It's going to go faster. It's going to tap wheels better. All that good stuff. But the feel is different. Like it just feels different. Also, this I don't know why they did that. Something that they did with the recent update. They added. And I assume that it's for racing, but they made it so that when you took the board a certain amount, it wants to accelerate. It's like, why did it accelerate? I'm just tilting, like, which is good, I guess, if you're turning at high speeds, you don't want to need to slow down. You can turn sharply and still accelerate. But for a beginner who's struggling with, these angles and keeping their feet straight, that's not going to work in their favor, It's like, oh, let me take my time. But it's accelerating when you're like moving to left or right, you don't want that. So I don't know why they implemented that. That's definitely one of the things that should have been left optional in terms of your settings. Because, I don't want that. Like, when I'm idling, killing time in the corner, and I'm like just messing around, I don't want the board accelerating just because I'm tilting it. I want to be able to just gently ride in a small circle and it not be accelerating.
Yeah. If you go for like a reimagined XR, what do you consider the number there?
I think the important thing is they made the XR with the durability and simplicity. And I don't think anyone will be after the Pint X had that level of durability. Like, there's just so many situations with GT and GTS, turning off, not working, etc. And that's part of technology. Like, it is how it is. It's going to be that way. But like the XR, man, like, you can throw that thing up against the wall. Literally, we had competitions that felt like with pro boards. And like, seeing people play XR cars, I bet you $5,000, even after the whole competition, probably still ride that thing. And I had my GT. Yeah, of course not. But the idea is like, what I did to my board, riding 30,000 miles, crashing 127 miles an hour, what's happening to the board? Like, it's not going to be like, come to a nice jump stop. That thing is humming. Like, boom, boom. I remember the first time, when I brought my homie Rico's board, before I had my own Onewheel, he left out for a week, and he let me borrow his XR, 100 miles on that board now, which is great for a beginner. And I crashed because he told me about pushback, but he didn't really, maybe he did iterate it, but I don't remember really like driving home the importance of respecting pushback. And so I'm going down U Street, which is like a very popular street, it's a super busy street, in the middle of the day, and there's a bus, and I'm like, I'll just go around it.
So you sped up?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I know that one top P, like literally. And I ran it out, like bro, like I sent him a screenshot of the top P, he's like, yeah, you hit top P, that's crazy. He's like, wait, did you crash? And I'm like, yeah, I did, I ran it out. Like bro, man, like tendons, like my heel are hurting so bad for days. Like boom. This is how I was like, right when he crashed, I'm running it out because we had bangs on that board. So back in the day, people thought that bangs were like your like your insurance, your safety net, your parachute. And in a sense, they are because
I don't know. I'm not even putting camera at this point.
they kept the board from just coming to an immediate stop, which gave me the space to like step off, Because it's like rolling instead of being like, and then rolling. It's like, yes, I don't know, that's a lot of behind it. I can't really verify running out 25 mile per hour knows that, but it happened, I did it. And yeah, but the board, literally, I watched that thing roll like a bowling ball. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom! I was like, oh my god, definitely done. Definitely broken. Nope, worked perfectly fine. Had some scratches on the tip of the nose, had some scratches on the tail, had some scratches on the rail. And then after that, I was like, I would never complain about someone scratching my board. But anyways, it worked fine. Like, it worked fine.
I guess XT60 clips, they didn't do on the GT.
I don't know, but anyways, my XR has been a lot, had solder pieces, and I've done a whole bunch of stuff with that board, and it's just reliable, I definitely brought out quite a few. Oh my god, I didn't want to think about EMSs in my time. This is an expensive mistake. But and in that sense, that's where the Pint X excels. Like on a rainy day, the Pint X is my best friend. If I had to suggest any beginner board to someone who wants something with a little bit of range but reliable and durable, I'll go with Pint X all day. It's never turned off on me. It's never a problem with water, bro. Like my GT, I think water damage in the first 3,000 miles. And the XR didn't have. The only reason why my XR got water damage was because I'd ridden so much prior to then that the little rubber gasket around the battery case had been compromised. But up to then, it was totally fine. The rain I used to ride my XR, big downforce. Like I thought that was one of the funnest things to do. But now the Pint X does it, The GT is not good in the rain. The GTS obviously has probably similar competition. It's probably also not very good in the rain. I hear a lot of people talk about water damage being a thing, and it's like, how many $100 to fix it? I wouldn't know. But for the people who pay that, I feel bad for your pockets. It's an amazing product, There's going to be a margin for perfecting the technology, of course. But I just never experienced that with XR. And that's why I think people love the XR and just about the XR.
Yeah. So I just want to say, should we talk about the work then or what?
With the war?
I don't know what you would do.
How much range you got?
It had
87?
Nah, it probably had like mid-60s.
Oh, we need to go home then.
Alright, let's go.
We're ready to go. We go to the left. We're heading towards the capital.
Alright. Yeah, it's hard to say with the it's hard to say with the long tail maintenance this board would be. But in terms of riding, I know for the Pint, it'll feel that speed with the haptic grill. So.
Right. Good point. Yeah, I did feel like that was what was happening with this board. I did feel the haptic feedback, but it didn't feel like it was slowing me down. It didn't feel like it slowed me down. It just was like a little reminder, like, hey, by the way, oh, so cute. It's just like, hey, by the way, you're going at pretty high speed. You want to go by the sand or? All right.
Okay, comparing XR Classic to GT. That was a good chat about that durability and water resistance. Waterproofing is like an upgrade that these boards need. My goodness, like from the factory, if I could trust that it's waterproof, that'd be amazing.
And that was what I hated so much about the original Pint.
Talking about speed now.
And that was what I hated so much about the original Pint. Like, oh.
Triple kills.
Maybe a little long. Just one time. I don't think gentle on it though. It's not my word. You want to take a streak?
Yeah, what's that?
That's what you see.
That's when you're 56?
Huh?
You want to keep on that? That's like,
Oh, no, you're right. Good idea. I told you to begin wearing high ash. It's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. I'm like, oh, this is about the... Thanks for the reminder.
Oh my gosh. He's so funny.
Little baby walked off the little baby walked off the sign leg off the curb. It was all clean. Some things you just never forget. For me, when I was riding a lot and working on tricks, the key was cleanliness. It's like you don't want to land shaky, you don't want to land all like off balance, you don't want to scrape the tail. And I got that for skateboarding. It's like, yo.
If I was Onewheel, I would take about 10 XR classics to the inner city and give them away for free, grow the sport in major cities. Man, I'm sure there'd be some very talented people that would come out of that. But yeah, I mean, to me, they don't even do demos in enough cities. Like, where's the DC demo? We haven't had a DC demo yet. I'm waiting for it.
Just because you jump down 10 stairs doesn't mean anything. If you land your hand scrapes, you're like, oh, it's cool. Then pull it off. But like, if you land this like solid, there's nothing that compares to that. At least in terms of how we celebrate, you know, so when we're riding, you want to land clean and stable and solid. Like, yeah, man, we make it look good. It's what makes people be like, dang, I want that. Even though they never know how to do that. They never know how to climb a curb and make it look good. We make them aspire to it, though.
Yeah.
We want to make them be like, oh, I want to do that one day.
Like that clean tricks. And that flow light video that they just came up with like the callback to using the XR.
So right now I need to replace.
That was
Now,
so cool. The tricks were so dope.
so right now I need to replace the motor hub. Gotta hit my bro Bob up. If y'all not familiar with Bob Stokes, he was one of my first sponsors right after Armadillos. That man made my career possible. Like, if y'all don't know Bob, show him love, he deserves it, he's a great human. If you don't know Bob, show him love, he's a great human, he deserves it. That man sent me thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff to keep me riding when I was
really low.
at the pinnacle of my Onewheel career. Now I've evolved beyond just...
Test 1, test 2. Let me look at my mic settings. Yo, 1 2 1 2 should be all right. But you tell me I can turn it up a little bit. Turn it up a little bit.
Onewheel to electric vehicles, and I'm excited. It's cool. There's just so much out there, you know? And working with different companies to show me that everyone who's different, and companies like Machine 56 sending me $1,000 worth of stuff. No sweat, you know? And I didn't
Let me know if it's better, Dale.
use their product when it was out. I just believe in what they do. I promote it. But it's more about just seeing the value in what I do. When they message me, they're like, yo, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you. Keep doing your thing. Let us know if you need anything else. And yeah, you have to expand and experience those things. Definitely a raindrop. Not everyone's going to see the value in what you're doing. So if you're working on a YouTube channel and you got ideas, just do it, man. Just put it out there. Not everybody's going to like the first video, not everyone's going to like the second video. Whatever. Just do it. Do whatever it is that you think you love and that you think will be dope. Make the sidewalk. Do your thing, baby.
do that thing.
You'll find your tribe. The people who resonate with what you're doing, they will find eventually keep working. I learned that, you know. Companies like Swift, they're like, oh, like anything you need, let us know. They send it, no question.
Editing audio is much louder than you. It's just a mix. Yeah, it could be. I might be able to turn the editing audio down a little bit. I'm not good at live streaming yet, so we'll have to figure that out someday. Okay, let's keep going.
Oh my gosh. It's nice to be riding a Onewheel though. I definitely miss my Onewheel, man. I miss riding a Onewheel. Pint next is cool. It's just not the same, you know? It's not the same.
Okay. What was he? Put your content out. Miss riding Onewheel.
Oh, you gotta go there. You gotta go there. We'll save the story of what happened to my GT for another day.
I
They
mean,
can ride the extra classic. You said what? You want to hear the gory details? Man,
All right, here's
the gory details. I'm lucky I didn't get ran over that day. So long story short, I was having issues with my GT, and I sent it in because first it stopped working one day. I was at the Washington Monument, and there's a guy coming around doing a wheelie, and I tried to reverse out of the way, and when I went to reverse, the board just sat itself down, and then literally I started seeing smoke coming out from under it, and I'm like, that's different. I've never seen that before in my life riding an XR. You know, I'm only like 4,000 miles in on my GT with aspirations to be on leaderboard and ride. But anyways, and so I took it home, and when I was touching the foot pad, it would make the
Dale, I don't think that they would ask, but shoot, I mean, if the money's right, maybe he would go to Cali. I don't know.
noise, like it was clicking to like balance, self-balance, but it just wouldn't balance. And so one of my friends was like, oh, it's probably a whole sensor issue. So anyway, that worked out for months. I didn't know I was riding out the things. And then I sent it in, got it repaired, and when I got it back, now I'm so happy that I had the GT back because, like I said, I only had it on my next. And in terms of speed, this is before the update where it goes 20, 19 miles an hour. It's like stuck at like 16. I'm not used to going so slow on the devices, when I'm traveling to work. And it made a difference on my commute. I'm riding home from work one day on the GT, on Columbia Heights 14th Street, which is another really busy road, And boom, just turned off, like literally disconnected. And
While you're riding?
yeah, while I was riding, bro. And it wasn't because I had been wet or anything like that. And then I turned it on, and then the put that would engage for a while, and then just randomly disengage and be unresponsive. And then it's like, even now, still doing the same thing.
The first time was did they replace your controller or like what?
I don't know. I looked inside and it wasn't still corroded. So I'm assuming it was replaced, yeah. I'm assuming everything.
Like water maybe got it the first time they replaced it.
For sure, water the first time. Not even a question. I know.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't like, I don't know why it's not working the first time. I knew why it wasn't working. I did it, you know. I assumed, I wrote the board assuming that it was as waterproof as the Pint X, which it wasn't. And then, yeah, but the second time, man, like even to this day, like I've never heard of it, the foot pad being responsive at first. It's like, it'll work, and then it just stops being responsive, even though I'm like still on it. So it's like, you can ride it for like 5 seconds, and then it just turns off on you. It's weird, man. It's really weird, and it's scary, honestly. It's scary. All those nosedives on the Onewheel XR, it never made me scared to ride my board. I'm afraid to touch the GT, to be honest. So I got mixed feelings about the XR Classic. But I have faith. I have faith that, you know, the team is committed to excellence and always working to make things better and better. And I know my board might be a one-off situation, you know? It could be just like a rarity and an anomaly, whatever. But for me, you know, I would need something to restore the faith in that, for sure. I rode my two-swift, I rode my Jackrabbit, I rode my Moto. And things never just dumped me. And even when they did, if anything went wrong, like something's gone wrong with the Moto, because I push everything to the extreme, and then they fix it. They replace the pieces that break, and it was good, you know? So,
All right, hold on, I'm about to, and then we'll get back on.
So, Dale, on that, it's just, you know, Javier does have a direct line to people at Future Motion, and it's just like whether or not they'll respond to him for certain things. Like for him to be out of commission for so long on his GT, and then, you know, like he doesn't just have access to, you know, fresh new boards for free or anything like that. So I mean, it's just like, to me, with the XR Classic launch, it would have been amazing to launch XR Classic with the XR mileage leaderboard champion, right? It just matches, and his enthusiasm comes through with all the brands that he represents. And so I can imagine him like really enjoying the XR Classic and sharing that with people. But you know, that hasn't happened. They haven't stayed connected for that kind of thing. And you know, right now with his GT, and I would call it his one-wheel graveyard, he has a lot of boards that just don't work anymore, and so he's on other electric vehicle types because of that. But I don't know. You know, maybe they would. Maybe they just need to hear the pitch. All right, but this angle is about to end, so I'm gonna put a tag on this and just say, oh, the GT story. That's the note I'll write to myself, so when I introduce it in the video, it'll be there.
And then we'll get back on.
All right, we're going dark, and then one of these angles should show up whenever I hit record again. Come on. I need to eat at some point, y'all. Or I need to cook for myself. Like, I don't have anyone cooking for me for Thanksgiving. I gotta fend for myself over here. Okay. What are my thoughts on the sales? GT is $500 off. First of all, Dale, as you're asking me that, is there a board that you are considering? I gave some individual prescriptions for people who are asking me about whether they should go with XR Classic or GT, but yeah, what are you thinking? Is there a board that you're considering? All right, I'm gonna move everything here. Probably don't need this footage, whatever's going on here. But let me just mark that the new angle starts. Okay. Oops.
You ready?
Yep.
All right.
No new board for me. I think the next board, but I'm looking for range and torque. Yeah, range and torque is a board that doesn't exist right now, and Dale has a GT currently. So what they're trying to do for existing board owners is direct you to the motors that they're selling. So I mean, that is like the most interesting thing that they're offering for us existing board owners. If we go to the parts section, they're selling you on the idea that if you already own a Pint S, if you already own an XR Classic or a GT, that you should upgrade to the S series motors. That's what they're trying to tell us. Now the prices for doing that, you see an S series motor for GT would be a $600 thing. Normally $800. That's still expensive. It's not a whole new board. It's, you know, $600. And then for Pint S people, like, they probably recently got their boards because that hasn't been out for very long, but they're saying, hey, you have this $487 upgrade path to go to the Pint S series motor, which again, like, it's wild that that's not a factory option. But yeah, for existing board owners, it's like, do you get a backup board or something else that you can add to your quiver, or do you go with upgrading the existing motor in your own board? And not everyone is comfortable with doing what's necessary to you know, do that repair on their own. So yeah, $600 is still a lot. I agree. $500 off a GT means they want that board to go away. I was talking with a vendor recently, and it seemed like you know, it seemed like that was almost the case. Now, what they've recently done with the entire lineup is they have made it so that they get economies of scale by sharing parts on all the Pint models, all the GT models, including the XR Classic. They're sharing parts across all these different boards. And if they start to phase out some of the boards that don't share the core components, that might actually allow them to get even better economies of scale. Economies of scale just meaning, like, if they have to, and I'm just going to use small numbers for this to make sense. If they had to spend, let's say, 10 grand to have a factory that produces 6-inch hub S series motors. Okay, so let's say it costs them for the 10,000 to have that factory, and then that factory can produce 300 S series motors. It's like, after they've maximized their capacity on that, now they need to buy a whole nother $10,000 factory in order to produce the next 300 or whatever's bigger than that. So economies of scale just kind of means, like, if my factory has a capacity to make X number of things, I want there to be demand for consumers to buy the maximum capacity. And the more I can maximize that capacity, like, the lower my, like, per unit cost kind of becomes when you do the math. I don't know. I did go to business school, and that was probably the worst explanation of economies of scale ever. But the fewer different parts that they have to build, the better for the business's bottom line, is the cliff notes of that all. So maybe they will start to get rid of pints, because pints right now are being sold with like almost dead batteries. Heard some stories that, you know, people take a pint fresh out of the box and the battery's no good because it's sat too long. So I can see the pints going away, and I can almost see the GTs going away, and I feel like the community wants a more powerful XR Classic rail type board, or maybe one that has more range if possible. And they probably also want a GTS series that has more range. So with those two things, like having a buyer, maybe that's the future of the line. But I think GTs will be around for quite a while longer. That's why you put 10 Onewheels for free in the 10 major cities and let it rip. Yeah. I don't think they want to do too much for free. I think paying for a factory team and for legal stuff, I don't know, whatever. I'm sure they're spending their money. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna give myself a certain amount of time to push and get some more of this done, and then I'm gonna make some food for myself. 6:30. Show Final Cut Pro, here we go. Show Final Cut Pro, click that. Yeah, I don't like the motor upgrade thing though. Like, to me, give me the option at the factory, and maybe I'll buy it for like a sideboard. Like, if I bought a sideboard and I had budget for it, I would probably buy an XR Classic with a GTS series motor if it really made a difference. It seems like it would make a difference for low end torque. But you know, how does the ride feel with that low end torque present when, you know, you have this vibey mission software? Like, does it adjust well with the new motor? I don't know. And it stinks because it's like, there's not many people in the community, it seems, that are going to not only pay for these upgrades, but then make YouTube videos about them. But we'll see.
So can you tear it down, the GT down, you still have the Pint X?
Can tear it down, the GT's down. I still got a Pint X. I got another one, but I got two other broken wheels. I got a Pint, regular Pint that's broken, and then I have another XR that was the second XR I got. That was supposed to be like replacing the first XR, but I ended up just using parts from it. And my mom said I got a one-way graveyard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, crazy.
So you're on YouTube with some of the new stuff or what?
That's the plan. So I'm trying to create a formula for how I want to piece things together. Definitely want to get back into making one-wheel content. Definitely want to get back into making tutorials, because there's still lots of people who have, you know, questions about things like carving, you know. And
I feel you, Dale. Yeah, it needs to be sold like that at factory. Again, just like Apple lets you customize the processor and storage and all the rest. It's like, let us put the motor we want in the board from the beginning.
And everyone explains everything differently. I guess you guys are trying to get by. So yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah.
Tell me about the new brand.
Not
Not One Way Wing anymore.
Huh?
Right? Not One Way Wing.
Oh, Thai. Yeah. So the name itself comes from a move in my favorite anime, One Piece. In One Piece, Takai is a body hardening technique that they use for defense. And so, oh yeah, you gotta go that way. For me, Takai is like going hard. taking it to the next level. But at the same time, it's a combination of two words, the word tech, like technology, and then the word kai, which means ocean in Japanese. And so technology, we're talking Onewheels, we're talking Two-Swift, we're talking Minamoto, we're talking ECs. Technology, we're talking tech clothing, like Machine 56, etc. Technology, we're talking about Nintendo Switch, we're talking about PlayStation 5, we're talking about streaming, we're talking about Twitch. Technology, we're talking about GAI, we're talking about drones, we're talking about computers, we're talking about Apple Watches, we're talking about the new Samsung Galaxy, we're talking technology. So Kai is going to be me enjoying and exploring all those things. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to piece it together. So bear with me as I create.
You gotta connect the dots going backwards.
Yeah.
Which is typically what happens. But
Right.
you know, if you're someone, you can plan a perfect plan. But usually you gotta connect going backwards.
Fair enough. Well, I'm simultaneously also working on new music. My first cosplay. And I got all this stuff I'm doing, y'all. Got all this stuff I'm doing. Still working on the cross-country and documentary project. Right now I'm working on some things to do some work with one of my favorite shoe companies. I'm busy, man. I'm blessed, but I'm busy. Also, since then I moved into like this super amazing apartment complex. So sometimes I just go home and I just enjoy being home. Which I've never experienced that before. Never experienced having my own place. That was nice.
Voiceover low volume. Mic is low or mixed low right now. I changed headphones just to make sure I wasn't crazy. All right. I turned it up. I just cranked it. Added the gain. But wait, what is this? What is this? I don't know. Is this the same thing? No, the Rode volume's here. I have that one all the way up, I think. Uh-oh. But yeah, I mean, my editing volume's probably super loud. I'm actually worried about that. It's bouncing. Yo, 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Keep going.
Oh, your outfit's dope. Yeah.
Thanks for telling me.
She got style. Alright. Yeah.
See what girl he's talking
What
about.
is it? It's fire.
Oh, it's all right.
Your outfit's dope. Yeah. She got style. And I've been playing pool.
1 2 1 2.
Been doing a whole lot.
I'm gonna keep going live, just hang out with Dale. No one else might watch it, but whatever. Dale and I'll hang out. Okay, he stopped talking about his stuff. We'll put a pin in that.
And I've been playing pool.
Watch out.
Been doing a whole lot.
All right, so we have a car not paying attention. We have. You're paying attention. If this was Javier's on the board, he'd be like dropping, climbing, dropping, climbing.
Yeah, things are good. Things are really good. Yeah, things are good. Things are really good, y'all. Big shout out to the folks in the Onewheel community who still been putting on. Big shout out to the folks who are working on new content, taking things in a new direction. Big amazing shout out to the whole Best family, the whole like customizable movement. That's huge. I guess that was kind of like it's like a big win for the whole right to hair community in general. I think that things are definitely moving in a positive and progressive direction. Ain't trying to get ran over. These cats just be turning. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for where things are gonna go. Future Solutions themselves have been coming out with some really cool innovations, which they got those things that help like competing kind of like the Overlanders, but also they're introducing their own curve rails, which are similar to the W rails, but there's a lot of envelope pushes. These people are just pushing in a direction to make things better.
Yeah.
I think that's necessary.
You can go up
Okay.
toward Union Market on the way back.
Okay. You said up toward what?
Like Union Market.
Okay. Same way we came?
Yeah. Ish. Yeah.
Okay. New community developments. Definitely was quiet there.
But yeah, I miss my DT. It's definitely fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss my GT. It was definitely fun.
Yeah.
And it was special. It was special to me because, you know, those boards were gifts, you know, from FM. And to me, they were like a symbol of their appreciation for what I've done for the brand and the community. So when I can't ride it, it's like part of me is like missing, you know. But anyways, what were we saying?
If you had to choose GT or XRC, what do you think? As a commuter, right?
Probably I would pick the XR Classic. I like the way it feels already. I definitely want to see what it feels like with the flat rails.
There's a little bump here, so
Okay.
it's kind of hidden a little.
Yeah.
Alright, so I need to make a note about that.
Oh, trust me, I've hit it.
You said
I've
that's
hit
the way
it.
it feels like.
What were you saying?
You're telling me why you like this maybe better than GT.
Well, just when we did the RPM test, you know, I personally don't, this is just me personally, I personally don't seek to have a one that goes 40 miles an hour. I think based on the setup, meaning it being one wheel and that it being based around something that is electric, running an electric battery, the margin for error is mighty big, you know? And what I enjoy most about the XR is the playfulness and what it allows me to explore. I think that between the people who don't like to take responsibility for their bad decisions and the people who are going to try to penalize a company for not doing everything perfect, the higher speeds only lead to liabilities and problems with lawsuits and people complaining. It's like, yo,
You're gonna have the left hand first.
okay, you want to go down?
No, wait.
Okay, I didn't know that meant you wanted to like squeeze in, because you can do that. But yeah, so I like the XR Classic does not go as fast as the GT or the GTS. I mean, I guess it's probably what comparable to the GT. Yeah. But when we did the RPM test, it was definitely not the fastest one. It was the slower of the three, which is fine to me.
Yeah.
I don't think that, because we have to remember that, like, people who have never ridden one wheel are being introduced through these devices, you know? You don't need someone who's never ridden a one wheel to be getting on something that's going to accidentally let them go 27 miles an hour, because that's how most people eat it, and then they hate it, you know? And so one of the big focuses for me when I introduce people to one wheel is showing them that it's not about speed, and that if you learn how to maximize and make riding at this speed fun, weaving in between things, jumping off, whatever, I make every ride fun. If you learn how to make those aspects of riding one wheel fun, you're less likely to find yourself in a situation where you're like, yeah, man, I don't know what happened, I was just going fast speed and I broke my collarbone. You know what I mean? It's like, there's far too many of those stories.
What you say based off feel, like ride feel, you prefer this ride feel over the GT?
Yeah, it's lower to the ground, it's more familiar, it feels more familiar in that sense. I mean, but then again, like I said, this was only my first day riding it. I also am riding curved rails, so I do feel the locked-inness that is created by the neck shape, but also there's extra tension there. It's cool. It's cool. Another point of, I like the fact that it's newer technology, so I'm thinking that it's going to be safer because it's newer technology, so then it's a little more refined than the GT. That's neither here nor there, though, but that's just my thought. I like it. But also, I just like I like the simplicity, you know, like, I like the rail, I like it thin, I like it clean. I don't know, I like that side. Maybe I'm an XR guy, you know?
Cool. Okay, so XR Classic or GT. This is going to be a big comparison through the video I can see.
Thank you. They never sent me a GTS to really get acclimated with it enough to really get a strong feel for it. But my understanding is that it's just a faster GT.
Yeah, I think the torque makes it safer for heavy people like me.
For sure. I mean, I remember the first time I rode with you on the GT, you were riding the GTS, and I'm like, man, this guy's literally going 25, and he weighs like 220. That's amazing. And I mean, when I say faster, obviously it has to have more torque. That's just like, that's a staple for the one wheel. Like, anytime the torque goes faster, it's more stable as well. That's at lower speeds.
This was GT versus GTS. All the stuff that I cut out that y'all don't have to watch. I have to go through this process.
I'll take a break when we get back. We'll see how much.
Okay. This is nice. I like the tire. This is, I don't think I mentioned this is at 30 PSI, so this is really nice. I like that.
Yeah, watch out.
Oh, too far away. Sure.
Yeah, Javier had me pump the XR Classic tire to 30 before we went out on the ride. So 30 psi this whole time.
This is cool.
What's up, Brad? Currently, I'm reviewing footage for an XR Classic video that I'm hopefully putting out within the next day or two. And this particular video that I'm looking at, Javier, the Onewheel leaderboard guy for XR, he and I went out and rode, and he was trying the XR Classic. So yeah, that wobble is new. I mean, I had some issues with the gimbal that day. I think my lens was too heavy on the front. I don't know if that's the wobble that you're talking about.
They're moving in the direction of performance.
Oh, okay.
I said, it's good. It's cool that they're moving in the direction of performance.
Oh, okay.
I said, it's cool that they're moving in the direction of performance. You know, like the board come with rounder tires. Remember the Vega was so square, you know? There's like generations of riders who will never know about the squareness of the Vega.
Right. You gotta turn with your full body.
Right? Yeah. You're like, like, bro, that's so funny. They're like, that's so funny, yo.
Watch out.
Sorry about that.
Man, there's so many times during this ride that was going on. Okay. The speed ups, Onewheel swerve footage, looking like a death wobble. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm reviewing the footage. I was there the first time, so I'm trying to pick out the points that I'll actually use in the video. But yeah, you'll see 3 angles at any given time. 2 of them were from the same footage shot on 360, and I'm not really like cutting to those, but one angle I had following Javier, the other was looking at me, and that camera is connected to my gimbal the whole time. So if I have footage that's like unwatchable from the main angle, I could cut to that. And there's some other times where it's just kind of insane to see how fast we're riding with a big camera setup, but it was fun. Oh no, you don't think you'll ever get back on your Pint? You must have crashed. This is not a good thing I'm hearing. Speed wobbles, crashes, no buen. Is that your only board? The Pint? Not to say that you should have more, but yeah, it's scary if it happened.
I do like the additional stopping power.
There you go.
That's cool.
That's
Cool. That's so funny, yo.
Watch out.
Sorry about that. I do like the additional stopping power.
There you go.
That's cool.
That's right there.
I'm not biased, you know. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think it's a great product. I saw that guy coming along before.
Boosted mini, boosted board, boosted mini. Okay.
I already knew that I probably wouldn't have enough time to come to a full stop, but I had more stopping power than I would have on the regular XR.
Yeah.
And probably actually maybe even the GT, you know. It's cool.
Yeah. I enjoy riding it. Lower center gravity's nice.
Yes. There's a lot that the board can do, but at the end of the day, it does depend on the rider.
Yeah, Javier is very comfortable on high PSI tires at pretty high speeds while like carving and swerving around things. Did YouTube hide the crash comment? I don't know. If it did, I didn't tell it to. All messages are visible. I don't have any moderation turned on that I know of. So, yeah, if you crash, I mean, you just wrote crash there. I saw that you wrote crash, so I don't know what triggered it. Oh, you just use the camera piece of that.
It's crazy.
Hello.
So this is just be rolling from here on out, I guess.
Axle?
If I had to give it a rating, I could give it a solid 8.5. I would look at straight rails. If I had straight rails, I give it a 9.5. Yeah.
That's a good soundbite. We'll keep that. So this is mainly B-roll, and then here he's gonna start with an XR Classic rating.
If I had to give it a rating, I could give it a solid 8.5. I would look at straight rails. If I had straight rails, I give it a 9.5.
Yeah, probably straight rails.
Yeah, no,
Bruce got us on the.
Hey,
we appreciate
shout out to the folks. Making things happen, taking care of the one community in the DC area.
Absolutely.
That's cool stuff. Definitely would give it straight rails. Once they make the Onewheels, once they make all the big Onewheels waterproof, like the Pint, that's when we're in there. That's when we're in there.
Yeah, but Pint's don't charge fast enough.
They jump. I don't know the charging time on the GTS or the Onewheel XR Classic. I don't have them. But that was another benefit of the XR, bro. I had a XR with CB XR battery. I was getting like between 15 to 18 miles per charge on a like warm battery, and charge time was 45 minutes. 55 minutes. You know, like can't beat that.
Yeah, man. I feel like newer riders, this is probably the board I would have them lean towards. Because of the long charge time from Pint.
When you say this, you talk about the Onewheel XR Classic.
Yeah.
What's the charge time? An hour 20?
It's way better because it's all batteries in the GT, and you can use a hyper with it.
Okay.
And so like it's fast.
Okay.
It's faster than the GTS.
Really?
Charge, it's not long.
What's the GTS charge time? 0 to full?
I don't know, but it's not a lot like hyper.
I don't know. Okay, cool.
But yeah, I think whatchamacallit. This board is it really is kind of like Goldilocks.
Yeah.
Right size, right charge time, right.
It looks nice too.
Yeah.
Onewheel XR Classic rating. That soundbites in here.
Size, right charge time, right.
It looks nice too.
Yeah.
I can't wait to love the digital shaping. That could be cool. Because I'm guessing I could probably make it more flowy. But anyways, we're gonna ride a little bit more, but we just stopping here on our way. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's been good riding. Onewheel. This device made so much happen for me. And I connect with so many beautiful people globally. Like that's like the biggest best part of riding Onewheel. I meet so many people even still now when I'm riding.
Oh no! What happened?
And I remind you, we must see so many people even still now when I'm riding.
Oh, get out of here. I cut him off somehow. This was signing off, and I have unless I have the raw audio, I don't think I have anything that comes after that. That sucks. Alright, y'all, I gotta go because I drank water this whole time and I didn't use the bathroom at all. And that's TMI, but thank you for joining me. And if you buy another board or something, I salute you. Let me know if you have any questions. I answer all my comments. Love y'all. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, everybody, for popping in, saying what's up, and ending the stream now. Bye.